On Saturday, the 20th of September, thousands of us will be taking to the streets together, the streets of London, with one clear message. The billionaires, the polluters, the oligarchs, they have broken Britain, and it's time to make them pay. So we know that while ordinary people have been struggling with rising bills, crumbling public services, and a climate crisis that touches every corner of our lives, it is the super rich and the big polluters who are raking in obscene profits. We know this is not an accident. This is the result of a rigged system. And on the 20th, we're going to show that we're not going to stand for it any longer. I'll do a brief intro. I think most people will be fairly familiar with who Make Them Pay are, what we are by now, but just for anyone that doesn't know, Make Them Pay is an alliance of workers, of citizens, communities, unions, faith groups, climate activists, justice campaigners. It's a really broad alliance, and we're all united by three simple demands. They are tax the rich, tax the super rich, I should say, so that wealth serves people and planet and is not hoarded on offshore accounts, privileging only that minority. We need to protect workers, not billionaires, because it's frontline workers and vulnerable communities who keep society going, not the private jet billionaires. And third demand, we need to make polluters pay. The oil and gas giants who've knowingly fueled the climate crisis must be held accountable. These demands are intentionally broad and have been since the beginning. We have over 80 organizations that are signed up as part of this alliance. They provide, the policy detail and the expertise, that kind of like breadth and depth of detail that we need. Our job here is to create this umbrella, to create this mass movement that can have us all working together and pushing in the same direction. So together, these three demands add up to something really powerful, a call for a fairer economy and a livable future. And it's really important that we've put those together. With the far right on the rise, we desperately need a movement that is calling out the insane inequality in our society, that is talking about the actual minority that is bringing Britain to its knees, and that is pushing back against the far right narratives of fear, of scarcity, of scapegoating, of divisiveness that are unfortunately really taking hold at the moment. So we need to be calling out the real villains, and we need to be building this sense of a powerful majority. We are the 99%. We are normal, ordinary people, and we have far more in common than that which divides us. So the ultimate aim here is to show that the UK has enough wealth to tackle climate change, to end poverty, to protect public services, to pay workers fairly, and to protect their jobs and the communities that depend on them in the necessary transition that we're already making to a low carbon future. So why protest? Why have a demo? We often get the question of, what does it serve taking to the streets? Marches change nothing, but they do. This is us building that majority that I'm talking about. And the truth is, like, nothing changes without creating that pressure, without building pressure. Politicians won't act unless we make them. History shows us that rights, that justice, fairness have never been handed down from above. They're always won when ordinary people come together in numbers too big to ignore. They're won when a diversity of tactics build up to force a change. So this isn't just about the one day. It's about sending a signal to government, to corporations, and to each other that we are many, we are angry, and we are hopeful. Hope doesn't come from waiting around. Hope comes from action. So this is us taking that action. That's why we march. And again, just to reiterate, like, this is one moment within a wider campaign, within a whole movement that is building pressure, a whole movement that I know that you're all part of. I can see many familiar faces here today, and between all of us, between the kind of the individual members that make up those movements and the organizations that make up this umbrella, that is the campaign, and that is through everything that we're all working on together. That is how we win. Okay, that's a bit about who we are, what we're doing. So on the day, what to expect. On the 20th of September, 10 days time, We will be assembling at midday at Portland Place. We'll have about an hour there to assemble, and we're going to be met there by the Climate Live bus, the excellent bus that travels around the UK, providing climate-themed entertainment, live music, and raising awareness about the climate crisis at the same time. They're an incredible sort of like movement resource. They put on brilliant entertainment, and we're really, really excited that they're joining us for the beginning of the march. They're going to help us, provide some entertainment, get our energies up, get us all gathering together before we then set off on the march. The march will then set off at 1 p.m. We have two versions of accessible routes for anybody that doesn't want to watch the full route. They can join us at points along the route. We'll kind of pick you up as we go through, and then you'll be able to join us for the rally at the end. And this is not just any march. It's going to be bold, colourful, family friendly, fun of energy. We've got samba bands, live music. We've got very large, exciting props. We've got banners and flags and costumes. And I just want to take a moment to say, like, I've been so inspired by the process of building this and everybody that we've worked with along the way. Like every week I get new messages from people being like, can I come and bring this crazy thing? I've built this thing. Can we use it? I've got these like posters. Can we use it? And so many people, partly because the messaging is so connected to what kind of everyone is saying right now. I mean, that was some of the initial success that we had in building this alliance was the number of different groups that said, "Oh my God, yeah, you're saying exactly what we're campaigning on right now." It really does feel like the kind of the three broad demands that we've kind of centered this campaign on are really representative of how everybody is feeling right now and what everybody thinks should be the priority for what we're campaigning on. So yeah, and it's been brilliant and really exciting for me to see that manifest in people's creativity and enthusiasm. And yeah, I won't give away any spoilers, but please do turn up on the day and come and see some of the really exciting things that people have got planned, because I think it's going to look fantastic. Um, We've also got 9 vibrant blocks. So everyone can find their place in the movement. So this is representing like really broad swathes of the movement, which was the original intention of this campaign. We've got the parents, family and kids block. We've got economic and social justice groups. We've got Palestine solidarity block. We've got migrant and racial justice. We've got the workers and the trade unions. We've got billionaires out of fashion. That's the fashion workers and garment workers. We have the faith groups. We've got nature and calling for restore nature demands. We've got the climate justice groups. And obviously, anyone else is welcome to join. You're welcome to join one of those blocks. You're welcome to march by yourselves or with your friends and family. Yeah, there's lots of different places that everyone can slot in there. So the march will be 1 p.m. until 2:30, and then we'll arrive in Whitehall, and then we're going to hear from an incredible lineup of speakers. Um, so the rally is an hour and a half. Some of you may have seen on our kind of like social media and announcements, we've already got some really exciting speakers confirmed. So we've got Zach Polanski, the newly elected leader of the Green Party, who has been championing climate justice in politics for a long time. And when I say climate justice, I really mean that climate, racial, economic, social justice. And he's already hit the ground running as leader, like really taking the far right head on in his campaigning for the Green Party. So that's really exciting, and I can't wait to hear from him. We've also got Faiza Shaheen, the economist and campaigner, and now director of Tax Justice UK. They've been one of the biggest calls behind a wealth tax, and they're really tackling inequality in this country. And I think, that call for a wealth tax has been growing and growing and growing, and I'm really, excited that they've been championing that so much. We have got Asad Rehman joining us, currently director of Friends of the Earth, but also a veteran climate and global justice activist. He's been in the movement for a really long time, doing incredible work, and always speaks so brilliantly. And then we've got Dominique Palmer, who is a powerful young climate activist and influencer who does really, really important work mobilizing young people around climate justice. And that is just the start. We've got some really exciting speaker announcements to make in the next couple of days. And yeah, so keep your ear to the ground. Yeah. And then end of the demo, most likely everybody's welcome. We'll probably go to the pub because that's part of the important thing of doing a demo is we have fun, we make friends, we build connections, we strategize, and we've got people coming from all over the country, and it's really exciting that we're all going to get to be in the same place together. We might have to go to different pubs, but yeah, it's that kind of building connections really, really important part of it. Um, Where does this march sit within the bigger picture? I want to talk very briefly about the UK. So this isn't happening in isolation. I want to acknowledge that it's happening an incredibly busy and intense couple of weeks of action. I know lots of you will be involved in quite a few of the different things happening around about now. We've obviously got big demos happening at the moment around, for Palestine with the president of Israel visiting and the Dicey Arms Fair. We've got Trump visiting next week. I think the amount of things that are happening right now and the amount that people are managing to pull off is a huge demonstration of the strength and the power of our movement. And it's a really, really exciting time, terrifying time, but I also feel a lot of inspiration, a lot of gratitude seeing what people are managing to pull off right now. So yeah, an acknowledgement that it's a really busy time, and thank you all of you for taking the time to get involved in this. Um, where does this sit within the global picture? Well, on the 20th of September, we're going to be part of a global week of action. There are already 175 plus actions being announced in over 80 countries so far. We've got movements rising up for rights, jobs, and a just transition is the key focus of this global week of action. 2 months later, we've got COP30 in Brazil. Um, the fossil fuel lobbyists are going to be there in force as usual, but this is a really significant COP. It's the first one in the Amazon. They're going to be in massive civil society mobilizations. So it's really exciting that we're going to be part of like building pressure ahead of that. And in the same month, the UK government are going to be announcing the autumn budget. And they're going to be under unprecedented pressure to introduce a wealth tax. So our mobilization in September is how we make sure people's voices are heard before these key events and set the agenda ahead of that. This is our chance to show the UK government that people here want a fair economy, a livable planet, and justice. No more excuses, no more delay. That's it from me. Thank you so much. I just want to say, so what we need now from you is bring yourselves, bring your friends, bring your families, bring your placards, bring your banners, make it your own. Tell everyone, share it on social media, donate if you can. This doesn't happen without money, unfortunately. There's a Facebook event. Please share that. And yeah, book your coaches. See you on the day.